Attraction rarely arrives in obvious or direct ways. More often, it reveals itself through small, almost unnoticeable behaviors, subtle shifts in attention, playful contradictions, moments of closeness followed by brief distance. These are not random actions, they are quiet signals driven by curiosity and emotional caution. Understanding this requires more than surface level observation. It demands emotional intelligence, the ability to read between the lines, to sense intention without overreacting to every change. Many people misinterpret these signals because they rely too heavily on immediate clarity. They expect straightforward expressions, and when they don't receive them, they assume disinterest. But in reality, subtlety often carries more meaning than direct words. It creates space to observe character, patience, and emotional stability. The key is not to react impulsively, but to remain aware and composed. Patience becomes a powerful advantage here. Instead of rushing to conclusions or seeking constant reassurance, learning to sit with uncertainty allows a deeper understanding to develop. It prevents unnecessary mistakes driven by insecurity or overthinking. At the same time, awareness helps distinguish between genuine interest and mere coincidence, ensuring that perception stays grounded in reality rather than assumption. When emotional intelligence, patience, and calm observation come together, confusion begins to turn into clarity. What once felt like mixed signals starts to make sense as a natural process of human connection. And in that understanding, reactions become more intentional, more controlled, and ultimately more effective. Confidence is most powerful when it is quiet and steady, not loud or attention seeking. In moments of uncertainty, when attention feels inconsistent or signals seem unclear, many people instinctively look outward for reassurance. They want quick answers, constant replies, and visible signs that everything is secure. But true confidence works differently. It is built on inner stability, not external validation. Self-control becomes the defining factor in these situations. The ability to pause, to resist the urge to overreact, and to maintain composure speaks volumes about emotional strength. Instead of chasing clarity or forcing responses, a grounded mindset allows space for things to unfold naturally. This calm presence communicates value without needing to prove anything. Uncertainty is not a weakness, it is a test of inner balance. When attention shifts or becomes unpredictable, it creates an opportunity to demonstrate resilience. Reacting with impatience or insecurity often pushes things further away, while staying centered creates a sense of reliability and strength. People are naturally drawn to those who are not easily shaken. Choosing not to depend on constant validation is what sets a strong mindset apart. It shows that your sense of worth is not tied to someone else's behavior, but comes from within. This independence creates a quiet confidence that others can feel, even without words. Over time, this approach builds respect and attraction naturally, not because of effort to impress, but because of the ability to remain steady in situations where most would lose control. And in that steadiness lies true power. Respecting your own boundaries is one of the clearest ways to communicate self-worth without saying a single word. In moments where it feels easier to agree, to please, or to avoid discomfort, the real test appears. Many people sacrifice their own values in order to maintain harmony, thinking it will strengthen connection. But in reality, it often leads to the opposite, loss of respect, both from others and from within. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They are about defining what is acceptable and what is not. They create a sense of clarity and structure in any interaction. When you know your limits and stand by them calmly, it shows that your decisions are guided by principles, not pressure. This kind of consistency builds trust because it signals that your behavior is predictable and grounded. Saying no when necessary is not a sign of weakness or arrogance. It is a reflection of self-awareness. It shows that you value your time, your energy, and your peace. And when this is done without aggression or defensiveness, simply with calm certainty, it carries even more weight. People naturally respect those who respect themselves first. There will always be situations that test your willingness to compromise your standards. But each time you choose to remain aligned with your values, you strengthen your identity. Over time, this creates a quiet confidence that cannot be easily shaken. In the end, genuine attraction grows where there is mutual respect. And respect begins the moment you stop abandoning your own boundaries to gain someone else's approval. Real success in any connection is not about decoding behaviors or trying to outplay subtle dynamics. It is about becoming someone who no longer feels the need to chase validation or control outcomes. Many people focus on strategies, thinking that the right response or the perfect move will guarantee attraction. But what truly creates lasting impact is personal growth, the kind that shapes how you think, act, and carry yourself every day. A strong mindset is built through discipline, self-awareness, and purpose. When your life is driven by clear goals and meaningful direction, your energy naturally shifts. You stop centering everything around one person's attention and start focusing on your own progress. This creates a sense of independence that is deeply attractive because it shows that your happiness is not dependent on external approval. Emotional maturity also plays a crucial role. It allows you to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. You begin to understand that not every situation requires control and not every moment needs immediate resolution. This patience reflects inner strength and makes your presence feel stable and reassuring. As you grow, your standards evolve as well. You no longer settle for situations that compromise your values or drain your energy. Instead, you seek connections that align with who you are becoming. This shift changes everything because attraction is no longer something you try to force. It becomes a natural result of who you are. In the end, the real transformation is internal. When you build yourself into someone grounded, purposeful, and emotionally strong, you don't need to win games because you've already elevated beyond them. In the end, everything comes down to how you choose to grow through these experiences rather than how you try to control them. What may seem like confusing signals or emotional tests are simply opportunities to reveal your mindset, your patience, and your self-respect. When you begin to see them not as obstacles but as moments of self-discovery, your entire perspective shifts. Clarity doesn't come from forcing answers. It comes from becoming someone who doesn't need constant reassurance to feel secure. Strength is shown in calmness, in the ability to stay grounded when things are uncertain, and in the discipline to act with intention rather than emotion. The more you build this inner stability, the less power external situations have over you. Attraction, respect, and meaningful connection are never created through pressure or performance. They grow naturally when you align with your values, maintain your boundaries, and continue to evolve as an individual. This is where real confidence is formed, not in trying to impress, but in knowing who you are. So instead of chasing outcomes, focus on building yourself. Because when your mindset is strong, your purpose is clear, and your presence is steady, everything else begins to fall into place effortlessly and authentically.